Rihannon. Yes, I started here. I came here about 10 years ago, maybe more. It was a free coffee fundraising morning. I came here, I thought I'll have a cup of coffee, and I thought, well, I need the money, so I paid a £10 for it. I think that's the most I've ever paid for a cup of coffee. But I just started coming here then, and the place was in quite a bad way structurally. Roofs were awful, and we dared have a production on if it was going to rain, because you couldn't guarantee when it was going to come through next. It was an awful place. It's the only theatre I know where you can do singing in the rain without having any props. But no, it was quite in a bad way, so it gave me something to do. And I hadn't retired then, but I did have the opportunity to, on my travels, to pick up bits and pieces of equipment, lighting, and I would bring it here and install it here. And yes, it was, I've had quite a busy time all told really, but there have been other people here, obviously, but I think there was only Gwyn and I and Neil originally, and a few people have come and gone. And yes, I've seen a few things happening here, some nice things and maybe some not so nice things, but I suppose that's theatre life for you, isn't it? I honestly don't know. No.
So tell us a bit more about what you actually do here, Bob. I know you come here most days of the week.
I come here, I try to get here Monday to Fridays, maybe Saturdays between 10 and 12. Because I think on our website or on the running sign outside there's supposed to be somebody here between 10 and 12. So I try to do that. But I just do a lot of maintenance, the lighting. Being an electrician, I had the option of picking up second-hand equipment and lamps and things and fitting, so I could keep it going. But I also quite often visit car boot sales, and I can pick up a £30–40 emergency light fitting brand new in a box for £1. I mean, you can't do any better than that, can you? And I've installed them in here. But yeah, my idea was just to try and get the theatre up and running without spending vast amounts of money, which we didn't have basically. But yeah, I did everything here. I did electrical work, did a lot of hoovering, cleaning out the auditorium when there'd been a show on, and the amount of crisp packets and everything. Very occasionally I used to find a bit of money. I kept that. I thought I'd get that by being paid. But yes, I can't think of anything I don't do here. The only thing I won't do is go into the control room and I couldn't put the show on, put all the lights on and do all that and them sorts of things. It's beyond my capabilities. But the ordinary electrical things, yeah, I can sort of do them, and a lot of the building and a bit of painting, a bit of joinery. Not the best painting and joinery in the world, but it was better than what it was before. That's why I was thinking. So, but the place is coming on quite a bit now, and I think we're getting it on its feet. I'm hoping that we will get people in to come and see the shows. I mean, one of the worst things I think about it, that people moan about the cold in here, which, yes, it would get a bit cold, but we have heaters coming now, and we've got some in the auditorium, and it can get nice and warm in the summer months, but of course people like to put shows on in the depths of winter, which is always a bit of a problem regarding the heating. But it's not too bad. It's improving, and fortunately we have a few grants in the pipeline now which we can use to improve the facilities and the heating and smarten the place up basically. Yeah. So it does, it keeps me very busy.
So you're really the go-to person. Anything that's going on here,
yes, if something goes wrong, who are you going to call? Yeah.
It's all voluntary. It's
all voluntary, yeah. Like I always say, the salary's not bad. It's never gone up and it's never gone down. But the only thing I I do put some money, have to put money sometimes now is that when I buy materials now, whereas in the early days I wouldn't charge for that, but I think we've got a little bit more money now, so I can put some tickets in. It's not huge amounts of money, it's just a bit of timber here and a bit of wood and a bit of paint maybe. But for the paints, I go up to the local refuse tip, and they have a huge container there full of paint that people have left, but they can't get rid of, so it's a case of go and help yourself. So I don't have to buy any magnolia or whites. It works out quite well, really. But yeah, I don't think there's much in his place that I haven't messed about with. I've had a few disasters, I keep them to myself, but no, it's something. Well, obviously I can't go on forever, but maybe somebody else will come in and perhaps take it over eventually when it all gets up and running. But it's a lot better now. This actual room, I can remember that if it was raining bad, the drains would back up and there'd be an inch of water in here. And I managed to cure that. But that's the sort of thing we had to put up with in the early days. It was quite bad in some areas, and of course the roof was 60 years old, and they say for flat roofs you're only supposed to give them about 15 to 20 years maximum, and this one was 60. So it did start to show its age a little bit, especially in the auditorium. In here it leaks a bit too, but I think we've got on top of it now. We're lucky enough we've had some grants, we've had quite a bit of money from various groups, companies, and we managed to get the roof done, which obviously was one of the first things we need to do, because there's no point painting and decorating if the walls are pouring in. But the roof seems to be done now, most of it, and thankfully we don't seem to have, I don't need to worry about waking up in the morning if it's pouring with rain and thinking, oh, what's it going to be like in the theatre if I go down there. And like I say, especially if you've got a show on, it can be disastrous. We've had a show here cancelled at the last minute because the water burst through the roof and it was just pouring in, and they had to go somewhere else, which is unfortunate really, but hoping we can get on top of that a bit now, and things will be improving.
Well, I think you actually don't say no to anything. I've been here a few times and you're there on the roof, or you're somewhere in the building, and yeah, I've been up on the roof because I don't go up there often now, because with it being a new roof, the trick is not to walk upon the roof if you can help it. I mean, I've been up there, up on the ladder, and the ladder's blown down, and I'm stuck up on the roof. I've had to phone up somebody to come round to the theatre and put the ladder back. I think you're working on the old-fashioned health and safety room.
Yeah, I think I was, yeah. It's, in my day, I'm afraid there wasn't so much of it. I'm still a bit cavalier now with it. I must admit I'm a bit better now. But luckily I don't have to go up on the roof very often now.
Because we are talking about a building that's, what, 60?
It's 1962, so I think it opened in 63, I believe. It's only one or two children's theatres specifically built for children in the country. So this is one of them. This is an early picture we can see behind us. It's changed a little bit since then, and as I said, the roofs have been done and it's been painted outside, and it's beginning to look a lot better than what it was. There's still a long way to go, but I'm sure we'll get there in due course.
So what would you say has been the biggest challenge for you? Because you have basically sort of managed all the maintenance, and because there's no paid staff.
There's no paid staff.
And every day you come in, there's something, I'm sure, something different to do.
I have a little programme that obviously I need to think to myself that I need to do that. There may be a show coming in and I think to myself, well, I've got to do that before the show comes in. Urgent things need to be done ASAP, obviously. But then you can have a programme of work that needs doing, but you have to fit it in as best you to suit whatever's going on in the theatre at the time. Obviously you can't go and do work on the stage if there's somebody's trying to rehearse up there or whatever. But no, I like to think I'm involved here quite a bit. I'm not very good on the management side, I must admit. But I do like using my hands, so to speak. And we can acquire quite a bit of equipment from some chairs and things from various other, not charities, but other companies. The Pavilion Theatre has supplied us with some nice tables and chairs, and we provided us with these from the Kimmel Hall, Bodleian Castle. So yeah, we haven't had to buy these, but it's very handy to have them because we can have decent people can come in here now and not think it's dirty and cold like they used to say. It's nice to be able to sort of listen to them say, "Ooh, this looks nice. I've not seen like this for a long time." And it's looking a lot better now. It's quite surprising the amount of people you see walking past, and they say, "Oh, look," they look up at you and say, "Oh, is it open?" It's always been open, but they've got something in their mind about it not being open. But hopefully, when we come to better times, we can put shows on here, and it'll be a great asset to the town of Rill. And I'm hoping people will visit just to support it. Yeah.
It is a much loved building and important to the local community, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why it survived and it's been well used.
Well, yeah. It's quite an important building. It's only less than 200 seats, but for small companies, that's enough. You can't charge them obviously hundreds and hundreds of pounds just for one night, so we sort of meet a market that's in between the big theatres and probably the town hall stages. But I think this has got a lot of things going for it, and I think people can use it and make use of it, and hopefully a lot of the local theatrical groups will come here now and use this and enjoy it for what it is. Yeah.
But having worked so hard over 10 years to make sure that the theatre can open its doors with all your mates, do you actually come and see some of the performances?
I come and see most of the performances, and I like to say here now, I pay to come in.
Yes.
I don't come into one of the local groups who maybe put it on a play, and I could easily walk up the stairs and sit in one of the chairs or seats, but no, I always pay. And if I bring my wife, I always pay. You can't support a local theatre group by trying to not put your hand in your pocket and pay your way. So I come to quite a lot of them. Obviously I can't come to them all, but yeah, it's nice to see it's busy sometimes, and it's something, like I said, it's a great asset for Rill, for the local people to come and enjoy various productions. So it's a good place to come, and I'm hoping people will use it as it should be used.
Is there anything else you want to say, Bob?
Really, I'd like to thank the people who have been here and people who helped to run it. Like I said, I'm no good on computers, I'm no good at applying for grants, things like that, but I just like to be in the background making the thing look a bit presentable, and everybody's got their job and their choice what to do, and if we all pull together at once, it should come together quite nicely, I hope, in the future. And maybe one time when I finally hang up my sweeping brush, my paintbrush and my pliers, and I can sort of say, yeah, that's okay there, and let somebody else take it.
You're one of the key people that is kept it open.
Well, yeah, like I said, I had time on my hands, and I've been retired for a few years now, and it's given me something to do too. It's all too easy to sit at home in front of the TV and just watch a bit of mindless TV, and I can't do that. I've got to be doing other things. I I am involved with other groups and things, but that's what I need to do. I need to be out and about and meet interesting people.
Well, thank goodness you do.
Yeah, like I say, there's nothing more interesting than meeting people who you've not maybe met before, because they live a different life from you, and I always find it's interesting other people's lives. Yeah, I've enjoyed it here. Like I said, I won't last forever. One of these days, the people have been here, but yeah, I'm hoping that things will move in the right direction now, and hopefully we'll have a success.
Another 70 years for the little theatre.
I don't think I'll make 70 years of the little theatre, but I'm hoping, yes. I mean, it's not an old building as though this theatre's go, what is it, 60 years now, is it? 60 something years. But no, it's been here quite a while, and I can in fact remember what was here before. I think there was a school here originally. An old Greystone school, and then I believe it went to a doctor's, or I won't call it a health clinic because that's a pretty new mode of things, but I think it was a doctor's. And I can remember it being, I can't remember them building the place, but I remember what was here before. But yeah, it's been a great asset to the company, and it's fairly modern, and hoping it'll last for another 70 years or more.
And you most probably know this building better than anybody else, because I think you've most probably worked in every part of it.
When I first came here, I always went through the wrong doors going anywhere, but I've got a pretty good idea now what it's like. I do know my way around the place a little bit. And, yeah, I'm always finding new little things, but I've managed to avoid going under the stage at a regular. It's a bit murky under there, but it's okay, the rest of it, as long as it's all cleaned up and smartened up and tidied up, and it's not a bad place to be, really. I quite enjoy coming here and make myself a cup of coffee and sit back and think, oh, relax now, what can I do next? I'll do a bit of hoovering and some rubbish in the foyer, because I always think if the foyer's not tidy, and there's bits of rubbish and crisp packets on the floor, people come in and think, oh, look at this. So, yeah, I like getting all hoover out. In fact, I quite like hoovering actually, because I do a lot of it at home, so I don't know what it is, it's my thing, hoovering.
Oh, you really are a treasure then.
Not so much about that, I suppose, a treasure. I just like hoovering. No, I just like keeping the things clean and tidy,
and cared for. People can see that, somebody's caring for it.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about, and like I said, as long as we can provide a venue that's clean, tidy, and hopefully fairly warm, that they can come and enjoy it for what it is, and like I said, for many years to come. Obviously we're struggling a bit about what's going on with this COVID-19 business, but hopefully when things are out, it gives us a good window to catch up with a lot of things that do need doing. But hopefully when we get back to some sort of normality, that things will swing in the right direction and hopefully be quite successful, hopefully.
Well, thank you, Bob. And usually, as I say, you're a person behind the scenes, but now people have had a glimpse.
Yeah.
And put a face to somebody that's doing a lot of work that nobody knows about, really.
Yeah, well, now they see me, that'll teach them. Yeah. But yeah, it's something I've enjoyed doing. Like I said, I've met various people and chatted, met a few characters. And, this place seems to attract a few characters.
I think Rill does. I think Rill still does.
I think you're quite well be right. It seems to attract a bit more than anywhere else, I think. But no, there's a lot of good people there. You're going to get characters everywhere you go. Yeah, lovely.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.